this is the reality of what it's like to try and get rich at a very young age. So I'm currently 20 years old. I've been on my entrepreneurial journey for 4 years now, since I was 16. I've bought many courses, not stuck through with a lot of businesses, started so many different types of businesses over the years, but ultimately I'm still not successful yet. I'm still not where I want to be. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about these businesses and about why I stopped them and why I think I failed some of them. I mainly want to talk about the mental side of things and why it's so hard to try and get rich in this day and age with all the social media around and seeing all the successful young entrepreneurs, and it can really mess with your head. So let's get into it, and I'm going to explain why that is. Just want to quickly mention before we get into things that I am currently trying to build my streetwear brand. That is the latest business that I have started, and I'm going to stick with it until I become successful one day. But yeah, this is the jacket from the drop that we've just done. So if you like the look of it, go check out the website. I'll put it on the screen. Check out my Instagram and TikTok as well. But yeah, hopefully something comes of that soon. But let's get into the video. So the overall point of the video is that social media can be so deceiving with what you see, because we live in a day and age where there are so many young entrepreneurs and young millionaires who have managed to find success in months or even weeks. Like, I know people I've seen, well, I don't know them, but I've seen people that have built businesses up to 100 grand in a month in literally a matter of like 2 or 3 months. It's crazy. And most of these entrepreneurs are actually telling the truth about what they've been through. Either they've got lucky, or most of the time they have actually put in the hard work and they've managed to find success really quickly. But there are also a lot of people who are just faking their lifestyle. They're renting cars, renting watches, and they then use that to get people to pay them money for courses, and then that's how they actually get rich. They're not actually rich from whatever business that they're telling you they are. But going back to the point, as a young person trying to become an entrepreneur, seeing these so-called influencers and so-called successful people, it can really mess with your mind, because it's giving you a false sense of reality of what is actually possible. Now, of course it is possible, because people have done it, but it's a very small percentage of people that have actually found success in like less than 6 months. Like, success looks different for everyone. It takes a different amount of time for everyone, and it's really hard to understand that when you're constantly seeing these 18-year-olds with Lamborghinis and Ferraris going to holidays in Dubai every 2 weeks. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Try not to get distracted by what you see on social media, and just remember that everything may not always be as it seems. The second point I want to talk about is that there is so much information out there nowadays. There is almost too much information. And let me explain a bit more on that. So, as a clothing brand owner, I've seen a lot of different clothing brand owners on YouTube and TikTok, and a lot of them end up contradicting themselves. So, for example, I see one influencer who's telling me that your product doesn't really matter. You can have a really bad product as long as your marketing's good and you have a personal brand, then you can be successful with an awful product. But then on the flip side, I've got other people telling me that everything is about the product and that your marketing doesn't really matter that much. So it's hard to find what actually works. And I think the main point is that you just have to find your own way of doing it. Because like I said in the previous point, success looks different for everyone. So obviously it is easier to get sales in a business like a clothing brand if you have influence, if you have a personal brand. I also don't think there are such things as bad products in the clothing brand industry, because every single person in this world wears clothes. Like, there will be someone out there, there will be 100 people out there who like your clothes, who like your designs, who want to buy your clothes. It's just a matter of finding them and how much time it takes to find that group of niche people that do like your products. Another thing on this is I had one influencer tell me that my marketing strategy wasn't the greatest, that I was posting too much repetitive content. Now what I was doing was basically on TikTok, if you try and switch up the content to different styles of content, the views dip down massively as soon as you switch up the style of content. I found the only way to get consistent good views is to post the same style of content over and over again. But then I had a clothing brand owner telling me that just isn't the way to do things. I should try and be more creative and do different styles of marketing. But I have now tried to do that, and I've done like 4 or 5 videos in that style recently, and the videos, they're only still getting like 300-400 views, and I know over time that will build up. But then by the time the views do build up with that style of content, that is also going to then seem repetitive. Like, by the time you've built views, any kind of concept that you're doing is also going to be repetitive because you've done it so long and you've started to build views on it. But then even when you stay consistent after a while, like I've been posting daily content on TikTok and Instagram for almost 2 months now, daily content, and I have still yet to get over 1,000 views on a video without promoting it. And that's doing many different styles of content as well. The last thing I want to say is, I know that the style of content works because I've seen brands be successful from the type of content that guy was telling me not to do. So I know that it works. I just need to be consistent with it, and the success will come, hopefully. I just need to be, it just takes time. Everything just takes time. Now, this last point I'm going to make is going to be mainly about motivation and discipline. Now, as someone who's really struggled with motivation at times, it can be so hard trying to get rich at a young age. I made a TikTok on it recently, on my personal TikTok, where I described it as mental torture, because you constantly have these thoughts and these feelings of, is my product good enough? Am I doing the right things? Am I going in the right direction? Is this really gonna work? Can I really become rich? Do I really have what it takes to be successful? Can I really become an entrepreneur? And if you have a busy mind like I do, these thoughts can sometimes get to you. The point is that it's so easy to feel like you're not going in the right direction. And this links back to the first point of, probably it's because you're seeing people be successful after only a month of working on social media. So I just wanted to come on here and say, just forget about comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because it will do more harm than good, and I promise you that. As someone who's had experience of trying to become an entrepreneur for 4 years, and I've had some really dark times in that period, I know that it's not a good thing to doubt yourself. You should always believe in yourself, because you will make it through consistency. Now, I haven't stuck with some of my businesses in the past, mainly because I didn't have the money to stick with them. Like, I didn't have the money to spend on ads and stuff. But I know if I did stick with them, then I probably would have been successful right now. So that's why I am going to stick with this clothing brand and with building my personal brand through this YouTube channel. And I'm never going to give up on it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I will be successful with it one day, I know that. But that still doesn't stop the feelings of feeling like I'm not good enough. And I'll be really honest, I'm just a lazy person. I don't want to have a day job anymore. I'm desperate to have this lifestyle that these people have, driving the fast cars, going to these exotic countries. And I know I'll get there one day, but it just takes time. It just takes time. But everyone can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Everyone can do it. But yeah, it just takes a different amount of time for everyone and a different strategy for everyone as well, no matter what business you're in. Nobody's journey is ever going to look the same. So that is going to be it from me today. That's going to be it for this video. Thinking about it now, I'm not sure how much of what I said makes sense. I tend to get lost in my own thoughts quite quickly and just end up waffling and start ranting. But I hope that you can either relate to this video or you can learn something from this video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. I'll be doing more content like this. I'm going to document my whole journey on to becoming a successful entrepreneur and becoming successful with this YouTube channel and with my clothing brand, most importantly. So yeah, if you like what you see, then subscribe. And if you like the clothes, head over to the website, sign up to the SMS list to get yourself a 10% discount. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.